connecting positive charging ports, which is the Vbus. It's usually called Vbus. So this Vbus, you can also call this Vbus plus, which is positive. Positive. So every charging port, let's say this is charging port now, the outside. This is the outside, then this is the inside. So depend on the charging ports. If you are using like type C, for instance, there are some type C, their positive will be on this extreme end, either left-hand side or right-hand side. Okay, so some will be right-hand side, then the negative left-hand side, while some will be left-hand side positive, then the other side negative. Okay, then remember you have other pins in between, which are usually data cable, you know. So if you take from let me use D1, what is D1? The normal USB charging ports, so they can understand it easily. So let's say this is USB ports, okay? Charging ports. That is charging ports. Let's say this, this is the entrance, the outside. This is the outside. So this is the inside. So all those Android ports usually have 5 pins inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say depends. So it can either be plus or minus. Or let's take another one. Let's take another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this can either be plus or minus. So how do you know it as a beginner? How do you know the side is plus or minus? Just put your charger, plug your charger here. Plug your charger, you know, plug charger. Then when you plug charger, use your multimeter. Use your multimeter, put it on the DC mode. Then you put one of your multimeter, you put one here, put one here. Remember, you have connected it to charger. So the side that is positive, if you rightly put it, the multimeter will show something like 5.0 or 4.0, but it's usually 5 points. Then here can be any number. Here can be any number. I mean, this can be any number, okay? This one can be any number, but this one can be either be 5 volts, you know, 5 volts or 4 volts, but it's usually 5 volts. You understand? Because that your charger supplies 5 volts, no matter the amps is not what I'm talking about here. So when you plug it here, then you put your positive multimeter pin. One is red, one is black. So since you are trying to get the positive pin, since you don't know, it's not labeled there, just put it. So if it's correct, it will show you whole number like this. If maybe you interchange it that you want to put positive meter pin on the positive to negative, positive, which is the red meter pin, to negative ports. Then the reading on your meter will now show -5 volts or -4. So you will now know that your red, you have interchanged it. So red has to be on plus, black has to be on minus. So when it's rightly read or connected or tested to give you this or this. So that's how you can know the one that is positive or the one that is negative. Do you understand? So as I said, like both five ports, their positive is usually this right hand side, which their negative is this left hand side. Then all those D1 port, D1, Q1, most of them, their positive is this left hand side, while their negative is this. Okay, but for you to be sure, just use your multimeter to know the side that is plus and minus, so that when you are fixing it on your downboard or panel directly, you will know the right one to put. Because for instance, let's say your downboard now, let's say this is the ports, okay? Then negative is here, positive is here. Then you now want to put this kind of charging port. Got this charging port, positive is left hand side. Then the negative is right hand side. And the downboard, the negative here is left, positive is right. So you can see this charging port cannot work this. But look at this charging port. This charging port is going to work this one. Are you seeing it now? Because right hand, this right is positive, this right is positive, left is negative, left is negative. So it's very simple. You have to know. Then how do I know when you are on the downboard? Now, how do I know the one that is positive and negative? Let's say you have removed the charging port, then you now have something like this. You now have the pins. You know, when you remove this charging port now, you now have something like this, okay? You have the pins. So how do I know the one that is positive or negative? Well, sometimes they might write D plus, D minus, or just look closely. Sometimes they will demarcate this positive. You will see they will demarcate it from the earth. Then another way to know is look for any head on this body, any heads. Look for heads. Just put your meter there. Then put your meter on that buzzer. Okay? Put your meter on that buzzer, that continuity. That when you switch it to that mode, you put your two multimeter wire together to give you that red buzzer signal. Okay? Then on this board now, this can be downboard or this can be a full motherboard. Okay? Then on this body, just look for anywhere it's suspect to be heads. Anywhere it's supposed to be heads. Remember, head is also minus, and it means negative. Okay, negative. All right. Okay. So then when you put one of your metal pin here, anywhere of the body, then touch all this. So the one that connects, that makes this buzzer sound, you don't know that one is the earth, because earth is usually connected to the whole body. Okay. All right. That is another way to know. Then this port has data cable, data line. So let's say this D1 now. let's say this is D1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D1. This side is minus, this one is plus. Then immediately after the plus, the next one is data. The other one, data. Data cable, data line, data line. And this one is usually white. This one is usually green. Okay, so in other words, then this one is empty. So let me draw it again. Let's say this is a D1 port, okay? Then you have positive. Then you have data line, which is white. That's white cord, white cable. You know your USB now, your USB wire, when you tear it, you see 4 wire inside. Okay, no, yes, 4 wire inside. When you see red, you see white, then you see green. This is another data line. Data line means for your computer to be able to see the phone. Then this one is empty. Then this one is negative. This one is negative, okay? All right, so if this one is missing, any of them is missing, either the 2 or 1 is missing, the phone can charge with your positive and your negative, but system will not see the phone. Do you understand? System will not see the phone because the data line is missing. So there are some phones they want to flash or unlock. They'll tell you system is not seeing it. What it means is that this line is bad. Then sometimes the charging port can be good, but the problem will be from the panel or the downboard. Let's say the panel now, the leg is missing. You know, sometimes they will peel it off when they are trying to clean it to fit on that port. Or sometimes there are some resistor. Let's say this is the downboard, there are some resistor around here controlling the data. You know, if it's missing, the system will not see it. So these are things you need to understand about positive, negative when you're facing charging ports. It's not difficult. Just try to understand the diagram. Okay? That's why I'm making this video, so that you can always refer to it so that you understand. So if, for instance, let's say, you know, this one now, remember the positive is this side, left-hand side. Now, let's say the positive is right-hand side. Then the next one here will now be data, empty, black. Now this color is usually black. This color is usually black. So immediately after the red, the next 2 is data line. You understand? It's data line that I just explained. So if this red is this side, for instance, which is this one now, the next 2 is the data line. So if the positive is right hand side, the next 2 is also data line. It's very simple, don't forget. Okay, then what we are doing in the office today. So the issue we had today is not actually issue, Sha. The question I was asked. So you know, mostly Samsung that uses flash, you know, flash from downboard. This downboard. Okay, to the panel. You understand? This is the panel. You know, most of them uses flash. There's a clip here. You know, there's a clip here. Okay, there's also a clip here. You know, okay. Now this is the ports. So If this flex is bad, most times the positive, this charging positive, most time they'll take it through this corner. It's very visible, very thick. You can easily see it. They'll take it through this corner to this clip here. You understand? So meaning the current will pass through this your charger, then current pass through this positive, follow this downboard and enter this flex. Enter this flex to this clip. Sometimes the Samsung might have two clips. You know, you see some Samsung or some phone that has, this is the board now. Then it will have two clips. One for charging, for sound, you know, everything that is on this downboard. Everything that is on this downboard. The mouthpiece, the speaker, the charger, charging ports. So everything here pass through this flex to the board, okay? Then you now see another flex here for the screen. You understand? For the screen. So now you put the screen, the flex of the screen will follow and enter the board. Okay, so we are not talking about the screen today, but sometimes these two flex will be meshed together like this. You understand? So it shouldn't confuse you. But we are trying to solve this connecting wire that I used to connect. You know, when this what is it called now? This flex, let's say, is broken. Sometimes it's broken inside, you won't see it. Sometimes it's not broken, it's this clip here that has the problem. This clip here that has the problem. You know, it will still be showing, though, but this edge, it can also be this side though, okay? It can also be, this positive can be this side, can be this side. When you look at the flex, check under the flex, you see it there. Then it can be the clip. Let's say the clip is it's not clipping well, so it will be doing partial contact. So this 5 volts that is coming from here, this 5 volts, once we enter here, it will be doing partial contact. So it will not affect the current to the battery terminal. You know, this battery terminal, or you call it battery connector. Remember, this, once the 5 volts gets here, it enter the panel, is converted, okay? So you can see this 5 volts cannot reduce to either 3 volts or sometimes 4. Then, before the phone will charge. So if current enters this panel, let's say you read it, you know, sometimes some of this Samsung, you will see the spot, this positive, they will see draw it, you know. You can just scrape this place to read if current is passing through this charging port to this place, you know. So you should be sure, so that you know that this flex is okay. If not that, you just okay, then the current enters to the board, converted to the battery terminal before the phone can charge. You understand? So you have to be sure that this flex is okay. Most of the Samsung is this flex and this clip. So most times what I do, I will just connect. I'll connect. This is your downboard now, okay? This is your downboard, and this is your charging port. Positive, data, empty, negative. So I can take from this pin. I will use isolated wire. Just double the wire. You know the connecting wire now, right? So I just twist two together very well. You know, you can ask me how to twist that. You can bring your connecting wire then I'll tell you how to twist it. So this is your board, okay? Then this is the connector here. This is the connector here. This is the flex, right? Okay. So then I'll just take this positive. This is your battery connector. It can be here or here. So you that was asking today, you don't take here. You don't take this charging port positive to battery positive. No, you don't do that. It won't charge now. If you do that, that will just be, you are boosting the battery. It won't charge the battery. It will only just boost for a small time and to get drained again. So what you do, you take this positive because there's something wrong with this flex or there's something wrong with this connector. Just take this isolated wire, connect this positive. Sometimes you will even find this positive on this, around this place. You can just scrape it, you know, use your lead, connect the connecting wire. So take it from there or from this positive. Just take it, you know, the wire will just come and come to this positive connector here. Sometimes, as I said earlier, this thing is spread to this side. You can scrape here. So just connect this wire, you know, to this place. Doing this, you have avoided this connector. So meaning the 5 volts from your charger will just pass through this your connecting wire to the board. It enters the charging IC, is converted back to the battery. Very simple. I have done this several times. Many engineers don't know this, you know. You see some of them will bring it. I'll just do this connection, the thing will work. And this is a secret I'm showing you. You understand? It's a secret, you have to know it, and once you know it, you have confidence that you know it and you can make a lot of money from it. Okay? And okay. So I guess you understand what I drew here. So you that was saying that you take this to battery terminal, you don't do that, sir. You take it to the same charging positive to positive. So somebody may say, okay, what about the negative? Am I not going to connect the negative to this side? No, you already have negative. Do you understand? The ground, which is also negative, can easily spread from here to here. You don't need that. When you are connecting network wire, it's the same thing. Network wire has positive and negative, you know? So you see those network wire and the network socket like this, then like this on the board. Then on the charging down board is also like this and like this. You know, any phone, you just clip that stuff here. So let's say your network wire is cut and you don't have anyone to replace it. What will you do? Around this place, you see this positive coming out. Just tap. Use this same isolated wire. You know, can be single or double. Just type positive here. Then come to the board. This is board now. This is panel. This is panel. You know, this positive sometimes also leak out around here. Just tap it. You already have positive to positive. So you don't need to connect negative, because the negative is the ground, is the earth. You already have it around the phone. You understand? It's a very simple stuff. And when you are connecting this thing, it should be very neat. Your soldering iron should be pointed, well pointed, like this pen I'm holding. You know, you want to work, you should have tools, so that you have your work should be very neat. You understand? Your work should be very neat. Clean it. Clean out the flux or the paste. Clean it out with your cleaning fluid, you know, and let's work like a professional. Okay, so I think I'll be able to show you something very important here. You know, you can watch the video again and again so that you can understand. So back to this side, I've already showed you. So the illustration I did here is the normal 100 charging ports. So let me quickly show you for type C. So for type C, type C ports, which is not very common. So usually the outside is always the same. That's why no matter how it looks, that's why your type C charger can enter from outside. So the main thing here is the inside, the pins inside. Most times there are very many, okay? So they do a lot of things. Some of these are used for HDMI, right? So I will not talk about that today. I'm just trying to show you the positive and negative. Sometimes the positive can be this, sometimes can be this, sometimes can be this together, sometimes can be this together, sometimes can be this, sometimes can be this. Do you understand? So how do you know it? Put your charger. Once you put your charger, just use your multimeter, put it on the DC 20, then just test it. Once it gives you 5 volts, know that you have rightly put it. But if it gives you -5 volts, know that you have wrongly put it. So interchange the charger. So type C has different type. They have different types. So this one can be positive, negative. Sometimes this can be negative, positive. Sometimes it can be these two. Sometimes it will be positive. These two sometimes will be negative. So sometimes they can also change it. Sometimes they can also change it, Sometimes they can change it like this. Sometimes here will be negative. Okay. Sometimes it will be like this. These two. After the first one, these two will be either positive or negative. Understand? So it's very simple. Put your meter, put your charger, put your meter, then you'll be able to know the one that is positive and negative. You understand? So understanding this will help you to forge charging ports that is not, probably it's not in the market. You can forge anyone there that work it. So you need to know positive. The phone want to charge, the customer need to use their phone. Know the pin that is positive, the pin that is negative. You understand? Knowing this will save you, will make your customers smile. Okay, I think I'll be able to explain this, and I hope you learn. Bye for now.